Look at us back in action at the Fitish headquarters in person, on camera, on YouTube, if you want to watch this. I know we took a break for a while, but our producer was sick. JC and his family had gotten sick. Fran, you've been in the clear. I hope you get sick before I have this baby. I don't want you to get sick when I go to the hospital.
Yeah.
You feeling good?
Hopefully I don't get sick at all.
You look nice. I think you've already had
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do miss the couch though, but
yeah, it is nice. The last few that you've listened to, Fran and I have recorded them from the couch. We haven't done one from the bed yet. I have a feeling that one's coming. Not in a sexy way, like in a postpartum way from bed. That's going to happen here soon, but I'm feeling large and not so in charge.
Baby, the things that I'm pretty sure you pissed off a lot of women when you say that because you look amazing. Like you're the envy of 99% of pregnant women that have ever been pregnant.
I think pregnant women, I think they get it. And I know what you mean. I mean, I think that it's not that I'm not trying to be ungrateful. I think it's just towards the end here. I'm so itchy. I'm just uncomfortable in my skin.
I read that's the thing. I think it's just the stretching.
The stretching.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that like when the skin stretches.
I have to say I have made a discovery and I know everyone listening is going to go, oh, Jenna, you're crazy for not having had this before. Now I will say and this is not an endorsement. I would be happy to, I think I could start filming TikToks and commercials for Sonic, but I've had Sonic slushies and like, you know, their version of Blizzard, whatever it is. I've had those things before in my life because we had Sonic in Ohio where I grew up, but I'd never really eaten Sonic food. And I was up at the office the other day and my girls working up here said to me like, oh yeah, you should get a cherry limeade or something like that. And I remembered, oh shit, I forgot how good those are. I haven't had one in years. Since then, I have been to Sonic every day for the last 7 days in a row and gotten some variation of a limeade. And I swear to you, it's like the best thing I've ever had, except I think I have messed up a filling because I've been crunching the ice. And I didn't know that was a pregnancy thing. I'm not a big ice eater in general. I don't really crunch ice or like ice that much when I get a soda. I never like eat all the ice. Oh my gosh. I mean, I have been going to Sonic like limeade, extra limes. Everyone's commenting. I mean, I have thousands of messages from people that are like, you have to try this combo or you need to go to Brahms and try their limeade because it's so good.
Well, I know Brahms have a mean milkshake.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm so inexperienced with this sort of thing, but it's delicious. So thank you for all of the Sonic limeade recommendations, combinations. Fran's like so tired of driving through Sonic for me late at
last
night.
time it was like I had to go to Irving.
Oh yeah, you had to go long distance because the other one was closed.
Like they all have different schedules.
Yeah. Well, maybe they have different COVID schedules like the rest of us.
No. They have them on their Google page.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's just their hours.
Everybody just works how long they want to work.
I had the chicken. I ordered a chicken finger or whatever, chicken tender meal. Not very good. Granted, I'm not a chicken finger connoisseur, really. You know, I've had some good ones, I guess, but it's not my go-to. The burger was good. I had the burger. The tots are good. But people keep telling me to get a chili cheese dog. I'm like, first of all, I don't eat hot dogs ever. Second of all, my heartburn is at a level that only pregnant women can understand. Like I threw up in my mouth in the middle of sleeping the other night and thought I was like gonna die in my sleep. That's how bad my heartburn is. It's like, did it gross you out?
No.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. Anyway, we're feeling pretty good, I think. Yesterday, in the middle of the day, don't tell the people that work for me. We work from home a few days a week. So we're in office today. Everyone's real productive. So we had meetings all morning and I just by like 1, I wasn't feeling very good. I was home with Wheezy. So I went and got in bed and microwaved a bowl of leftover cheesy potatoes and watched Euphoria at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I felt guilty for a couple minutes. And then I remembered what everyone tells me, like, this is it, Jenna. Like, this is like literally the last few weeks of your life.
You fight it. You fight resting. And it's not that.
Because I feel so lazy and I hate feeling that lazy. I already don't work out. I feel so lazy. It makes me kind of hate myself.
Well, you need to get over it.
Yeah, I know. And I realized that. My mom was like, Jenna, in that last month I was pregnant, the doctor told me just to like take naps during the day. And I haven't been tired enough to nap right now yet. But yeah, that's what I kind of told myself is this is probably the last few weeks of my life that I'm ever going to be able to nap in the middle of the day if I want to, right?
I think it's the chance you have after that. It's going to take a minute. I think it's gonna be in the retirement home when you're gonna have a chance to nap.
Yeah, someone actually wrote us and said, because I make all these jokes that my life is over, and I hope I mean that in the nicest way. Like I just feel like when you're almost 40 years old and I was an only child most of my life, and I've had so many moments of yes, sometimes being lonely, but like every day being able to do what I want other than when you have to work, right? You can just like, well, I want to sleep in or I don't want to do anything tonight. And I know life's about to change pretty dramatically, but Chelsea wrote us and said that she's so excited for us. And Fran said it best last week when he said having your son will be a different kind of love. The best way I can describe it, they talk about how you have a better understanding of, or she talks about a better understanding of your parents once you have a kid, because you understand how your parents felt about you.
I think that's what I've been having flashbacks throughout this pregnancy, like flashbacks about all the shit I made them go through. And I was like, oh, fuck.
She says she has 2 sons, 5 and 3, and their dad's not a romantic whatsoever, but that her boys treat her like an absolute queen. They look at me like I hung the moon. If I put a dress on or they notice I did my hair, they look at me and on, tell me how beautiful I am. So sweet. I've heard little boys are very sweet.
There we go. You have more cheerleaders coming.
I'm still sad that I'm not having a girl. Don't tell anyone that.
I'm so happy about.
Does that make me sound terrible? Don't tell anyone that. I know. No, it's going to be wonderful. So as of right now, we're just a few weeks away.
Yeah.
Cut him out. Cut him out of me.
She is ready. She's ready to.
I was honest with you this morning. I told him I'm grouchy. I'm just grouchy. I'm just going to be honest. I'm grouchy. I may not look grouchy right now because I have on some makeup, but I probably look grouchy in my face. I feel grouchy. I can't explain it. I'm not grouchy about anything in particular. I just feel a little short fused today.
Babe.
I feel annoyed.
That's good. Just let it out. Good. Someone else. Ask Danny to help you out with your grouchiness or someone else. Directed course elsewhere.
So Fran and I did maternity photos this weekend and I didn't want to do them. I'll be totally honest. I met this great woman at an event a few months back, actually an event I went to with Fran, and she was working and she was so cute. I think she models some, and she was like, I actually do maternity and newborn photos. I would love to shoot you. And I wrote her back, yeah, that sounds great. And then obviously all of you know that I just felt terrible for a while. And then you start to get so pregnant that I know that at some point you want the photos maybe later in life, especially if we don't ever have another child. It's like that one time that you were pregnant. And a lot of you have written me. I mean, I can't tell you how many messages I get from women saying, even when you feel like you look heinous, take photos of your bump. Even when you look disgusting, take photos because you may never do it again. And you're going to love looking back at the photos.
That is something I told you. Like, you're going to regret the stuff that you didn't do, not the stuff that you did. And maybe you don't post them.
So Fran, we were going to do this in December, and then I got so sick for a few weeks, we didn't get around to it. And so it's a little late. Like, they don't recommend doing pictures quite this late, like the last month, because I think everyone knows you feel pretty rough in the last month. And you feel huge and like uncomfortable. But anyway, Fran, at Fran's encouragement, I said, okay, because he hasn't been in any photos with me. And I thought, even if we don't want to do it right now, it'll be a great memory for him. And she was great to work with because I kind of sent her some photos that I like, some real effortless ones or like silhouette style of Fran and I. And so he goes, let's do it. We stand more of a chance of regretting not doing it than doing it. And so we did. We had to drive quite far. She wanted us to bring the dogs. So we took the dogs, Hefe and Wheezy, to be in these photos. We get up there, I'm getting my hair and makeup done. Fran goes, y'all, we're like maybe an hour into this. And he goes, so like, how long does this kind of like shit take? And I was like, dude, do you have any fucking idea how long photo shoots take?
So I stood corrected.
You've seen some of these photo shoots that we do here at work, and most anyone that's been a part of a shoot or you've done stuff with your baby or family, you know that it can take like a really long time.
I stood corrected. You do regret sometimes the stuff that you do.
And I have to say it was actually relatively painless because we were only there from like 11 to 1:30. I mean, 2.5 hours isn't that bad. And you only had to be in 2 different photos.
Yeah. Well, I think they're going to look great. And it was a Sunday. It's not that we could have been laying the couch.
Yeah, well, we could have, but it's not that you cared about watching the Cowboys much. But you watched with me at least.
Yeah, no, I do care about that. It's not like if I have 3 other plans. Watching the Cowboys is not my priority.
I realize, I don't know if we've talked about
And
this
I don't
before.
regret that.
Fran and I, you dupe each other in the beginning of a relationship, and he somewhat duped me into thinking he was a bigger sports fan than he is. Just like I duped him into thinking that I like to cook at all. More than I ever do, because I made him some super gourmet meal like on the third date at the house, because I thought, well, this is nice and romantic. Of course, come to find out, he's an amazing cook and he will cook almost every night and he loves it. So I'm very lucky in that way. But I've learned over time, our second time hanging out, you invited me to go up to Monkey Bar, Mi Casina in Highland Park Village to watch a Cowboy game. And it wasn't even a playoff game because it was in December, right? Yeah. So it was just a game and you had a couple guy friends up there. It was like kind of a great way to meet a couple of your friends. And I remember you being like, go sports, like kind of funny.
So did I dupe you into thinking that I was a larger sports fan?
Yes,
or did you dupe yourself into thinking that because I invited you to Monkey Bar to drink with my friends and watch a game that they were playing?
You have never said, let's go watch a Cowboy game. Ever.
Well, because
in 3 years.
Oh.
And then I turn it on and you're like, is this what you're going to be doing? And I'm like, oh, you mean watching one football game on a Sunday? Yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing.
I like the environment that I was in. And the game is great.
I get it. No, look, I'm not judging. I'm just saying the weight now falls on me to get our son into sports, because I've gotten less into sports than I used to be. And I think girls know this. Like, it kind of depends on who you're dating. Like, if you're dating a guy that's like crazy about football or a hockey or some sport, it can make you more interested because he knows a lot about it and it's fun to go to games. That being said, I've always been somewhat of a tomboy, even if I don't look it. I do like a good sporting event, not baseball. I'm going to hide baseball from my son. I don't want him to play baseball, but
I'd much rather him playing baseball than football.
Baseball than football. I know. I don't want him necessarily to play football either, but no, I'm going to have to get him into.
And I'm pretty sure that's going to be a very polarized comment I just made, but
I get it. I think most parents realize that football is really dangerous. I mean, even professional football players say like they're kind of hesitant on their kid playing football because they know how dangerous it is.
For sure. And
hey, but you know what?
The ideal would be golf.
Golf, tennis. I like soccer. Regardless, though, we want him to be active. And as much as you may not be into watching a lot of sports, which is fine. I'm not judging this. I think it's ridiculous when grown men are in 3 fantasy football leagues. You still work out all the time. So I think as long as we kind of create a good, I just want him to be active. I want him to have like a healthy appetite for doing something. That's all I really care about. And you know what we need so desperately is this tonal device. This is so cool. JC has this in his house.
Hinting it.
Well, we're kind of on the fence right now of moving, which is fine because Tonal will actually send out a crew to install or take down and reinstall if you were to move, which is amazing. But Tonal's so amazing. I think a lot of people go, well, I don't have the room at home. A lot of us live in more confined quarters, or you live in an apartment and you're like, I don't have the room to make a gym. Of course, that's everyone's dream, right? But Tonal is so streamlined and amazing. It's like the size of a big flat screen television on the wall. And then it also comes with up to 200 pounds of added resistance, right? So cables that I don't even know how they do this. The science behind it's amazing. But I am such a workout at home person. I love the flexibility of that. It's so convenient. You don't have to worry about what you look like. You don't have to worry about getting in the car and driving somewhere and signing up for a class. Everything can be done right from the comfort of your own home. And every kind of workout, they have so many options to choose from now, right? It's not just about weightlifting if that's not your thing. Of course, they have all of that, but they have HIIT workouts, which Fran and I particularly love. That's high intensity. Interval training, if you don't know what that stands for. Yoga, boot camp bar. So many great options. I mean, you can do multi-week programs with coaches. Tonal is incredible. You can actually try it in your own home for 30 days. They're so confident you will love it. They offer a full money-back guarantee. Try it for 30 days. And if you don't absolutely love it and use it, get all your money back. You can actually get it as low as $63 a month. $63 a month. You're going to pay way more than that if you're signing up to do all of these workout classes. These days
That's
are so
2 classes
expensive.
of the ones that I do.
2 classes?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can work out unlimited.
Unlimited. And
multiple family members.
All the classes that they have are amazing. Like we were talking about it with JC and he loves his.
Tonal.com, for a limited time, you're going to get an extra $100 off when you use the promo code FITTISH at checkout. They have all sorts of cool fitness accessories to go along with this. That's TONAL.com, and the promo code is FITTISH. Tonal, be your strongest. It'll be interesting to see how the boy comes out. But I do want to expose him. You and I don't go to much sporting events or watch stuff, so you have to fake it for a little bit, see what he's into.
Faking it. Like, I think I'll be very happy, even like coach, like do stuff like that for him.
You're gonna coach?
Yes.
Soccer.
All
coaches soccer. Yeah.
For sure. Like, I didn't come out being a huge sportsman, but I did try all of the sports out there. So, and I do have a brother that is very well versed into the soccer.
Yeah, your brother's really into soccer. Well, we'll work on it. And I don't want to force him to play sports. I'm not that type of parent. It's just, I just like the way that I grew up because my mom had me immersed in a lot of things. And watching Euphoria has kind of freaked me out about parenting. Fran won't watch it. If y'all have seen it, it's definitely not a show that I would think that I would watch, but I watch it and holy shit, is that show R-rated. I mean, kind of jaw-dropping, and I think anyone that watches it knows what I'm talking about. I mean, these are high school kids. I mean, it is just like sex, drugs, crazy behavior. I mean, but like over the top kind of sex and drugs. I mean, stuff that I didn't experience in high school at that level, you know? And so it kind of freaks you out about parenting. So when I've been watching it, I'm like, you know, the one thing a lot of these kids have in common, they don't have anything else to do. Like, one guy's a football player, but the rest of them don't have like any interest or hobbies. And I always think that's the problem. I was so busy. My mom had me try all these sports. I mean, I did dance and I did soccer and I did music.
The main reason why they get into all that.
They get into trouble. Yeah.
Because they don't have anything else. Like, they have a lot of time in their lives.
I remember a girlfriend I had in high school. She was great, but she, you know, played field hockey when she was younger and then didn't want to do anything. And she just wasn't, you know, a lot of kids just don't like sports. And when sports are kind of one of the only options or they're not into music, it's like, what else do they do? She was like my first friend. I remember smoking pot when I was in high school, you know, because, yeah, what else is she going to do? She's just like hanging out with older kids. And I was like, well, I can't hang out and smoke pot with you today because I have soccer practice for 4 hours, you know? And it was just a good thing to have more going on in my life.
Yeah, and I think that's good, especially when you are a kid. You need a structure, you need timing, you need activities, you need something to fill your sponge brain and schedule.
Speaking of activities, Fran, Suzanne wrote us because I told you our Fittish podcast listeners aren't going to let shit go. Do you remember? This is something you're good at. You threw out the idea.
Yes, let's put a date.
Doing a cooking class on a live stream or something for y'all, Fran. And now we are getting called out on it all the time. Suzanne, I'm really enjoying Fran being on the podcast. He's so funny. I'm interested in this cooking class. I'll join whatever date and time y'all decide. So it needs to happen soon because this baby could come at any time.
Let's do this. I want to know if it's a weekend thing or it's like a Thursday thing. Like, which day would it be best? And let's put a schedule before baby comes.
This is what's easiest. Why don't y'all just DM Fran on his Instagram, blow him up. If those of you that actually want to partake in an hour long, we'll have wine. I'll sit there and I'll be your sous chef, right?
Yeah.
I'll cut or chop and we'll come up
I've
with
been
a
looking
recipe.
into it. Like, it's not that I have forgotten. It's just like we have a couple of things going on.
Okay, but the one thing that I have to say, there's some details that are involved in this because you have to send out what we're going to be making so they can buy the stuff, right?
Yeah, no. I want to make something. Once I decide what we're making, I'm going to send a list to whoever signs up, which we're going to have to figure out how they sign up.
Yeah, I got it all figured out. I'll just pick a day here in the next couple of weeks. But why don't you just let us know if you prefer a weekend evening? You know, can we do like maybe in a week, like a Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday?
Yeah, for sure.
Something. Let's just plan on that.
Okay. What is it?
Well, I'll post something on the Fittish Instagram. So just follow along. Fran, that's the easiest way to do it. I'll just post something and we'll go live on Fittish Instagram. Oh, you're looking at your calendar?
The 28th. Oof.
What? It looks empty.
I know.
You got nothing these days.
What if something pops up?
I know.
No,
Are you having such like, are you feeling kind of Well, I'll take care of it. I'll post, just follow Fitish Instagram. I'll post a date and a time in the menu.
And you
if
guys
wanna
can
get
feel
stuff.
free to DM me if you guys have any questions or suggestions. I don't mind listening to your
Ideas
yeah.
for now.
Yeah.
Until they start weighing in on your baby and your parenting skills.
Oh, those are the ones that are going to be on red and maybe on answered.
I think Fran finally starts to understand a little bit where I come from because, I get a lot of messages and a lot of y'all are really supportive. But every now and then, have people that are like, I don't like that swing. Get this swing. I'm like, well, we're fucking putting together this swing. So like, this is the swing we're going with. And I ignore a lot of that stuff because I know a lot of people have good intention. And Fran's always like, what's wrong? I mean, 5 times a year, I respond and get into it with someone because, it just catches you on a bad day. And I can't imagine how intense that gets with, I was talking to my mom about it on last week's show a little bit, that all of a sudden everyone becomes an expert on momming, and I get it. You're passionate and you learn the hard way and you want to share your wisdom with someone like me who's never had kids. But every now and then, it just strikes you in the wrong way. It's like you can have a bad day at work or be in a bad moment in your relationship and then some stranger just lays into you about like your parenting and you're just like,
oh, I'm just waiting for that because I can take a punching bag any day. Like I can take someone to get in an argument any day. Like I'm good at it. I'm ready. It will take away from people around me. So I'm ready. Bring
okay.
it.
Oh, okay. Then direct it at him instead of me. Well, all right. So we'll get the cooking class good to go. And then Fran is leaving me, much to my dismay. He's traveling this weekend.
If nothing changes, for sure.
Mm-hmm. He knows he's looking at me like, what level of mad is she at right now? I told him, even the doctor said, I'm not allowed to go anywhere. And I told him he needs to go get some sort of license renewal in Mexico and that it's hard to get an appointment. I just told him, I am fine with you going. I get that there's things you need to do for work. Just don't go for 6 days. Like he has this tendency to go try and pack in as much work as he can, which I get it. But like, he'll be like, yeah, I'm going to come back like in a couple days. And then it's like a couple more days. And I'm like, I better not have, if I have that baby alone in that hospital, I'm not putting him on the birth certificate. Y'all will know that he's the dad, but like, I'm going to be very upset. So you're going to leave Friday and come back Saturday. You're going to leave Thursday and come back Saturday.
Yeah. Well, that's the plan. Things change.
Oh, I love how much things change. Women, how do you handle the guy that, I think that's what's hard. And we had talked about that in therapy because when you're single, it's the single mentality, right? When you're single for a long time, you've always lived that way. You're like, oh, I'm going to buy this motorcycle in St. Louis and drive it home tomorrow. And that's cool when you're single, or even when you start dating someone, you can kind of do that sort of shit. Oh, hey, I'm going to go like have dinner till 11 o'clock tonight after work, like at the last minute. But I think when you have a baby, that kind of shit's going to stress me out. I'm going to be like, exorcist, like, where are you?
Oh, we're both, I'm going to take the kid. Like, oh, we are, peace out.
Oh, you're taking the baby out
Peace
with you
out.
till 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
What do you do about this?
We're going to Mexico for 2 days.
You know what though? I have to say you've been really good. You've been really supportive in general. Sometimes him and my mom have been driving me nuts because they've been getting on me about, have I been taking my vitamins? Have I been taking care of myself? I broke a couple nails the other day and Fran's like, well, my book says that's because you're having calcium issues this late in pregnancy. Have you been taking your vitamins every day? And then I was honest. I was like, I've been kind of slacking lately. Because I ran out of my ritual and I was waiting on my other order. It was my own fault, And I, anyway, yeah. But I was like, I can't handle them. And I know they're looking out for me, but well, pregnant women get it towards the end. You're just like, but you know what it was? I had run out of I had so many ritual vitamins because they send them to you every 30 days. And I had been ordering you some too. I actually loved them. And then I forget when we had gone out of town, I didn't have them with me or I forgot them. So I was taking another kind. They made me so sick to my stomach. I hated it. And I realized like, okay, I'm only taking these ritual vitamins and this is what I love. And it's not just prenatal, right? They have prenatal vitamins, which are great. They have men, they have
Really
women's. Good. Yeah. But when you read more about ritual, at first it's like, wow, they're convenient, right? Because they ship them like to your front door on a schedule, right? It's a subscription. So you're getting them every 30 days. which is amazing. But it's so much more than that when you start comparing them to other vitamins, right? These are so clean. They also taste great. My prenatals, I haven't tried the men's multivitamin, but the prenatals have this like lemony aftertaste because sometimes vitamins just taste terrible. And some people are fine with that. I'm not. I hate taking something every day that I don't like the taste of. And it's because they're clean and vegan friendly, high quality nutrients. You're not going to find any sugar, GMOs, allergens, synthetic fillers, artificial colorants, and that fresh taste. That's what I'm telling you. And you'll notice with these that you can actually tell they have an expiration date on them that's like pretty soon. So if you don't take them, you shouldn't take them. That's why they're so fresh. Other vitamins, I mean, think about how other brands of vitamins you don't even know. You just like keep them in the pantry for however long.
And I think the only issue is that they just stop working.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I'm telling you, these Ritual vitamins have been my favorite and really the only vitamins that I trust. And you can get 10% off during your first 3 months when you go to ritual.com/fittish. That's RITUAL.com/fittish to start your Ritual today for an additional 10% off your first 3 months. Try it. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, it's really cool because they packed all the vitamins you need in a pill. So it's really, really cool.
I know I've always been bad about taking stuff, and this made it a lot easier. I started to be a lot better about taking stuff here. But yeah, I mean, the time's about to come soon that I'm really going to have to not eat Sonic every day.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the other
Candy and I
thing.
were starting a little support group.
What? You and Candy?
Yeah.
What?
And Weezy and Hefe, they were just talking about our issues. Like, did you tell her about the calcium? Did she give you shit? Yes, but we're doing it for the right situation.
You know what Candy said to me the other day? And I know it's all in good faith, right? But I think as a woman, when you're this pregnant at the end, you're like, he is cooked. He is fine. Women do meth and have healthy children, maybe, but I'm just saying that's the extreme. But I'm driving and I told my mom I had dermaplaned my face. That's when I used that little face razor the other day. Because I haven't really gotten anything done. I got a facial the other day, but that's it. I haven't done anything because you can't, when you're pregnant, I mean, I'm not a crazy person that thinks like I have to go all non-toxic with everything. Like I can't paint my nails or do any of this because at the end of the day, from what I have learned and understand about skincare in general, I mean, I use all my products, but I colored my hair myself at home. My roots were like gray and I'm dark blonde. And so I had dermaplaned my face with our Fittish little razors the day before. And that kind of makes your skin real sensitive, right? I mean, you would know from shaving. And so the next day I colored my roots, leave it on for 45 minutes, get in the shower, so easy. And I'm washing all that hair color off and my skin started burning so badly. And I realized it's because I'd shaved my face the day before.
That's where you so blush.
Yeah. Why? What?
Yeah, you
Why
were so blush. Yeah.
So blush. So flushed.
Yeah, flushed.
Blushed. I like that. Anyway, so I'm telling my mom. She goes, Jenna, are you sure you should be doing that? I was like, Mom, you smoked 3 cigs a day when you were pregnant with me.
And look at her.
And look how good I turned out. 3 cigs a day, that bitch.
Babe, don't even get me started.
I didn't know. She had like a banana milkshake, she said, every day and smoked 3 cigs a day with me. I've had like maybe 5 glasses of wine. That was only second trimester. I haven't had anything else since. I've been pretty good. I mean, 5
glasses of wine within 3 months. Like not a day. Like you have been really good for sure.
Well, every woman's different. If I was craving it, I would. I told you in the beginning I wanted to have cigs. I was like craving cigarettes, which is so gross because I haven't smoked in years. And I was like, now's probably not the time to have a cigarette pregnant. That's still frowned upon.
No, and it's really bad.
Yeah.
So the thing is that you affect 2 generations down.
Do you hear his knowledge right now? You affect 2 generations down. Well, then that means Candy has already affected this generation by smoking, right?
For sure.
Why don't you talk to her about that?
Your count of X and the other girls, like it's crazy. Like it's no joke.
What else have you learned in your book recently?
A lot.
Fran comes home every night. He goes, so I read in my book.
I just stopped reading.
No, I love it. I tease you. I love it.
It's just a lot.
You yell at me for not eating enough, and then I get frustrated because I'm like, I eat so much more. I'm not a big eater. If you know me, clearly I'm not like starving. I mean, when I'm not pregnant, I'm not a skinny person, but I'm just not much of a foodie. Like I eat when I'm hungry. Sometimes I eat terrible. Sometimes I eat good. And he'll come home and be like, my book said you should be eating 7 times a day. I go, well, where's the food? Because that means I have to go hunting for food 7 times a day. And I eat when I'm hungry. Like I was
Here's
saying.
your food source. Like, how many times have I said no to do a food run? I even partake.
But I only like eat when I'm hungry, and I'm really hungry in the morning. Like I wake up just starving to death. So you usually bring me a bowl of cereal in bed, which is great. And then I'm hungry right now, actually. So it's
I'll get you some food.
Around lunchtime, I'm hungry right now. But then I go to Sonic, and then I'm like good for the night. Those limeades, I can't wait to get another one. I'm excited. But, I'm going to have to cut it after. And I'm going to, I hope you all know when I promote some of this healthier eating and lifestyle things that it's not that I'm, promoting that necessarily when I'm pregnant or that I'm doing any of these things when I'm pregnant. By no means I'm gaining lots of weight. I don't know what I'm at this point. And I'm not worried about it, but I recognize after having a baby how important it's going to be to get back on track. I said to Fran, I want to cook more at home. I mean, I think that's something something we're guilty of is we spend a lot of money ordering food out. And I think you can create some really unhealthy habits that way. So I want to get better just kind of about the thought process behind what we cook. And that's why Noom is such a great service and a sponsor of the Fittish podcast. It's a psychology-based approach to eating. So, which I think is really fascinating. And I'd be interested. I mean, I know speaking as a woman that a lot of our dietary issues are psychology-based. We say it all the time. If you're heartbroken, sometimes you just like want to eat ice cream, But I think a lot of women and people in general don't recognize that we tend to eat to fuel other emotions, like you eat when you're stressed out or you don't eat enough when you're stressed out and then you tend to overeat later at night. That sort of situation is something Noom's really going to help you with. So, they do behavioral therapy. So this isn't just here's a menu, follow it, work out, count calories, that sort of thing. It's all about why are you eating what you're eating at the times of the day that you're eating? What are the emotions behind that? They're not going to restrict you on food. They're going to give you the knowledge and wisdom you need to make informed choices that fit your lifestyle and help you reach your goals. And really great stats behind it. More than 75% of users complete the program, far more than most other, fad diets out there, because that's not what this is at all. And more than 60% of users lose 5% or more body weight by 16 weeks, and they keep the weight off for a year or more. So if you've been looking for a different solution, sign up for your trial and get psychology-based support and the motivation to reach your goal when you go to noom.com/fittish. That's NOOM.com/fittish, NOOM.com/fittish to sign up for your trial today.
That is a really cool approach because you have to go deep into the psyche of why you sometimes or stressed eat or like. I really think it's very clever the way that they're doing it.
No, I think so too. It's great, but you and I will have to get on the same page here after baby, right? They say that you're not supposed to.
We've been in the same page.
Yeah, Fran eats all my pregnancy snacks.
Like you want Sonic, I eat Sonic. You want McDonald's, I'm a support.
That's not true. You're healthier than me, and you still get up and work out all the time, which is great.
Well, I don't get up anymore. I'm just trying to save my sleep, and for some reason, I've been having horrible sleep lately.
You expecting a child?
I might.
Yeah.
I might. Like, I'm tossing and turning.
I wonder why you haven't been sleeping good. I haven't been sleeping good. I threw up a little in my mouth. I
think it's part of that. Like, just.
Are you stressed?
No, it's more worried. Like, want to make sure that you're okay. And I know you're up a lot.
What are your biggest concerns? I know when I read in my books, they always talk about how men tend to get, which I think you did in the beginning. When I was first pregnant, you were kind of rebellious or you would be out a little bit and I'd be kind of pissed because I'm like, where are you? And you're just like, I'm out. I'm like, okay. But they say that's kind of normal for men to kind of go through this like, oh shit, even though you're excited about having
I have hit that stage yet.
Shut up. Like, oh shit, even though you're thrilled to have a baby and you're going to be great, that you just have some kind of instinct that's like, oh, I need to like have a little bit of independence. Or men tend to get stressed about like money and making money because they're like, wow, it's not just me anymore. Now we have a family,
I think it's more the going out and all that. That's something I've been talking to my friends. Like, I'm 38. I have gone out plenty and I have lived that stage. Like, I don't I don't crave going out every night. I don't crave doing that. Like, of course, I love it. I enjoy it, but it's not that it's something I want to do every day or every week or every month. I think I'm just overexcited. It's like when you are waiting, when you're a kid and waiting for Santa Claus that you cannot go to sleep, but you just like like I cannot wait to have my child in my arms.
I'm excited to hear you say that if that's the truth. That's great.
Yes.
No, I think you're going to be
like
great.
I'm super excited. There's gonna come like hurdles are gonna come, and it's been like a very contemplative process because I've traveled to my childhood.
You know what else is funny I've noticed about you, and we haven't even talked about this, so now's a good. Hopefully, it doesn't create like an issue. He's becoming more protective, and you already have a tendency to be that way. You know about me with stuff, and we've talked about that before. But like, he bought me the camera cover for my computer and my phone, so now I have the little thing that covers the camera and slides. And I mean, we've been together for years, and he's never like cared about that. And when we were doing the photo shoot the other day, there were security cameras in the studio. And since like at times, you know, I was kind of like just in fabric, like doing these maternity pictures, he was like asking the people about the cameras. And so he's becoming a little more protective of me in a way that, you know, sometimes I'm like, you know, I don't need you to do that, but it's fine. And I've become more, they say women become more like, I don't know, needy or what was I telling you yesterday? Because it's almost like irrational, but it makes you really worried about your partner. Like you traveling or you driving or you worry unnecessarily about your partner's well-being. So I think he gets annoyed sometimes because I'm like, where are you? I'm at work. You know, he gets kind of put out and I'm like, no, I'm not like thinking that you're cheating on me right now or something at the office. You're just worried about their like where they are and that they're okay if I haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah.
Why do you have that smart ass smirk on your face?
Babe, it's just I do understand.
They say it makes women feel like you feel this irrational sense of fear about losing someone. And I can't imagine how you handle that when you have a child. It's like, oh, no wonder I can't believe how cool my parents were with me being an only child. Like when I first got my license, and they were never that overprotective because I worry about you being overprotective. Probably not with a boy.
No, and I think that was the perfect order to have a boy first, but I'm just protective in general. I think that's my MO, that's my personality, and like I think that will be what I'm going to do with my kid. I was fruit of a very overprotective parent.
I know.
So I think I know how it feels.
And you were throwing raves at 13 years old and losing your virginity. So did you learn anything from that?
Yeah.
And I came from very not overprotective parents.
If you fill the bottles halfway with water, you make a lot more money.
See, and this is the thing that you would think everyone I know that had really overprotective parents.
But that was when I was 13. Not when I had a restaurant.
They were the girls that lost their virginity real early or in like real terrible ways when they were in high school and college because their parents like never let them leave the house or go on a date. And my parents were, I wouldn't say loose, but really cool, really trusting with me. And I was a good kid. I didn't do anything other than that time I got arrested at the Allman Brothers concert for buying beer. But I didn't do anything bad. I didn't lose my virginity till I was, I don't remember, 17. Almost 18.
Wow.
You were what, 12? That's illegal.
13.
How old was she?
I don't remember.
How old was she?
Babe,
You remember the girl that took your virginity? Get out of here, Fran.
I don't remember details. Like she was older, okay? She was older.
What's the rule in Mexico? Do they have
as long as you like it, you're fine. Just as long as you're not the older one.
Yeah. So I don't want that for our son.
Of course not. And that's what I'm trying to go at. Like, I think I was product of that overprotective. And then I was in military school. And then like a spring, just boom, Like it went from 0 to 60 when I was a teenage kid, and I did very rebellious things.
That's why
things.
you have these issues. That's why you were always sleeping with all these grandmas. Because your first sexual experience. See, look at me. We've never even
Such
gone
a
through
psychological
this. It is psychology.
person.
It's never dawned on me. You've liked older
Never?
women because your first
Yeah, but
sexual
yeah, the thing
experience
is
was
that
with an older woman.
The background goes way behind. Like I've always been around older friends, older,
And
like
here I am
all my
thinking hiring
cousins.
an older nanny is a good idea because you don't want to hire a hot young nanny, but now it could be dangerous.
I'm an equal opportunity.
She's a grandma. I know. Now I'm worried. Yeah. No, I'm not.
No, I think I've been always drawn to older friends, older than me.
Well, have you made, before we wrap up today, we've gotten so much feedback about circumcision, and Fran and I have had a lot of conversations about this, and we have a doctor's appointment in the morning, and she's asked us like every week if we've decided on it, and I've just kind of let him like sit on it and think through it for a bit, and we appreciate all of the
I
presentations.
think
and
he's gonna
feedback.
be circumcised.
Do you think
Yeah,
you think
yeah.
you've decided?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's still one last research I want to do
Okay. What?
about certain aspects, but
Where do you do that research?
just
Just a poll on
no,
social?
no. Call my scientist friends and Fauci if it's needed.
Oh yeah. Well, I've been trying to just be open to it, but I said, Fran and I had kind of an intense conversation the other day because I said to him, there's just things, and I know it's uncomfortable, but there's like things as a woman that when you only have like sexual experiences with penises, you don't, it's not like I sit there and watch how Fran pees or watch how a guy pees with this circumcised penis. And so there's things that I think, and I know as a mom, I'm sure when you have a little boy, you just learn how to do stuff. But I told him, I go, I need to learn how to like teach a boy, or you do, right? To like, I'm at the mall with my son and he's not circumcised because it's like a different way of peeing, I'm sure. Like things are different. And it was just got into like all this detail. And he's looking at me like I'm crazy. But I think, when you're a woman and you don't have that
I think a man
appendage.
had like, and I'm not trying to make it a thing, but I think as a dad with a girl, you have a lot more to learn than a mom with a boy. Like boys are very fucking.
So
Everything is outside. There's everything. It's out, like there is nothing hidden. Like there's a penis, there's some balls, and that's it. You know what?
But like little boys are obsessed, right? And that's what I said to him is I don't know how obsessed boys are. All I can kind of remember from grade school and high school is that they always seem to be like touching it and they have this obsession with it and dealing with it.
Maybe that was an Ohio thing.
Okay. Only in Ohio.
Because I don't know. Like, of course, like there's a thing, but it's not obsessed. Is like I don't think you're obsessed with that.
I can't imagine the conversation, the kind of conversations we're gonna have at some point about the kid as he starts like.
Oh man, especially when you start finding like crunchy socks and shit.
I know. I think about that. Like I know that's coming, right? Literally. What? When?
Oh, babe, I think that's gonna take at least another 2 or 3 years.
Shut up. Get out of here. Okay, enough of that. Enough of that. Okay. So to recap, the most important thing from today, we're going to do the cooking class.
Yeah, 28.
I'll post on Fitish Instagram.
Tentative.
Friday the 28th,
Yeah.
tentative. Okay, we'll check the calendar. We'll do it on a Friday at a reasonable time,
Yeah.
like 7 p.m. for an hour. And I'll post the menu during the week before.
I'll
gotta
teach
come
you
up
all
with-
how to make quesadillas.
Fran's going to make quesadillas. No, you're going to make something good, but not too complicated or expensive.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, look for that. Please send us any of your messages. info@fitish.com is the place. A lot of people have actually asked about JC. And so, the honest deal is that our schedules just became a little complicated. So then Fran and I were doing a lot of podcasts together. And, and then just with scheduling in general, with having the baby, I had told JC, I want to pre-record some. I'm going to have this baby. I'm going to be out. He didn't particularly like doing the podcast alone with Kenzie sometimes. And that's just the honest truth. It's just, it started to become more difficult for us to find the time to do it together. I mean, look, he talks every day, all day for a living still. And it was just hard, especially with the way things are for me and kind of unpredictable having the baby. So The status of it currently is that Fran and I are going to be doing the podcast together for the foreseeable future. I know a lot of y'all love him and are okay with that. JC had expressed to me that, he has another podcast and wanted to start another one. So hopefully you'll get to hear more of him. I think that's what people were expressing to me. They were going, well, he's so much edgier on this one than he is on the radio show. And I totally get it. And so you'll be hearing more of him, I'm sure. So hopefully we can reconnect after baby. But Fran and I just kind of figured, with everyone getting sick and with the way things have been, this gives us an opportunity to talk about our life more intimately and do the podcast from home as we have the baby and not take a lot of time off from doing what's important to us. So that's kind of where we're at right now. That's just honest. So hopefully everyone's supportive and okay with that.
Yeah, because people ask me if I was about to I'm still the South Mexican.
Yeah, you're just going to be a long-term sub for now while we do this. Yeah. So that's where we're at right now. But all else is good. So any other questions, info@fitish.com, and I'll post stuff about the cooking class. And hopefully, unless he decides to come early, we'll see you next week. I have a feeling we're going to be saying that here and there. So he's not set to come out for a few more weeks. So hopefully.
And we're waiting for the 22nd.
No, we're not. The 22nd of February. No, we're not. All right. We'll see you next week.